Shalom, shalom. I like to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Kwakadaj, double honors to the elders and apostles and the brothers that's living in the truth, and to you sincere sisters who are taking care of your homes, loving your children, loving your husbands, loving Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua first, and most importantly, respecting yourselves. We're going to dive into this, man. This is another tragic story of a relationship going wrong. And in these end times, Yahweh did tell us that even our own spouse will betray us, man. And it's getting to the point where it's really, really getting, sickening to my stomach, and I'm quite sure to other people who feel the same way. And when you see these type of things happening, man, it's a warning, to all of us, man, to be aware, to be alert, and be careful who you put your trust in, man, because everyone don't deserve your trust, man, and then especially loyalty, man. You got you got certain people that, that's going to, just turn their back on you, man, and just trying to find the words for this, to make it short, man. We're gonna dive in. We're not gonna watch the whole thing because this thing is it's an hour and 56, man. I'm not gonna do all that. I just wanted to jump to maybe the 11th or 12-minute mark or 13-minute mark, so that we can understand this, man. So we're gonna dive in, and then in the other part I'll break down. I promise I'll break down the other part. So we're gonna dive in for the first half of the segment. You know what I'm saying? So we have a two young Judite couple, man, where it went wrong, and we're gonna see who was wrong and who was right here. All right, so we're gonna dive in and let's go. Hold on, guys. Before I do that, hold on.
Announced, he didn't tell me. I was unaware. He came unannounced. He didn't tell me. I was unaware that he was coming or had plans even to come. At 3:28, he comes through the door. I was asleep, and to my knowledge, Trey was asleep. So we sleep at 3 in the morning. I wake up to shots.
What started as a young woman's attempt to clear her name in a murder case would incriminate her even more. 20-year-old Tyree.
All right, so it's starting out that a young lady is trying to clear her name from a murder case, which is a child's father that had been murdered. He was shot 16 times, and she claims that she don't have no kind of recollection, to this murder, and but the truth always come out, man. It's lies will always be exposed, and yo, man, it's really just really sad, man. But let's dive in, man. I don't want to give too much.
Richardson was shot 16 times after walking into what he thought was his home. But when his baby mother decided to tell her side of the story on social media, she may have talked herself into an indictment. Her name is Autumn Anderson, and her own words may have sealed her fate.
I seen some comments like, how do you sleep through 16?
And when you're trying to express, you thinking about you expressing yourself on social media is not, it doesn't count for law enforcement to use that as a case. They will use that case against you. It's in the law, and it's in Facebook law. If you read it, they will use this against you. So basically, if you don't confess to the cops, you're going to confess. It's like you're confessing anyway. So you're putting yourself in a limbo. You're putting yourself to get caught. Watch this.
I hopped out to the first one. Trey's literally sitting up in the bed, shooting in the door frame, and I see Tyree's silhouette in the door frame. I thought that Trey was going to think like he was there off the strength of me. And so I jump up and I run out of the room. When I'm running out of the room, Tyree is literally falling into the room as he's being shot. He was shot 16 times.
The way Autumn described watching her child's father get gunned down felt cold and emotionless. No tears, no trembling voice, no visible trauma, just facts delivered like a weather report. After Terrence Kenneth Yancey, the shooter, was convicted and sentenced to 18 years for voluntary manslaughter, this case seemed to have closed. But Autumn's decision to go public with her story did something unexpected. It made people question whether the real mastermind walked free.
But at the end of the day, if Tyree would have known who was in that house, he wouldn't have put himself in that situation. And he was in that situation because of his love, of what he thought was genuine. And genuine wasn't nothing but a fraud, a fake.
So what his parents, the young man's parents, is saying, he was too naive. His nose was so wide open. But also, he had suspicions of this girl trying to do something to him anyway. So when you have suspicions, what you have to do is you have to get credible evidence to see what's going on. And before he got her pregnant, he should have been aware, because now you're putting yourself more into danger. If you felt like it was a suspicion right then and there, you should have broke up with the girl, because she didn't really feel you no more, because she saw that she was rising. And meaning, he did his little rap video because he's a young kid, you know that's what they do, right? But he also had a successful business in cooking food, and he had a food court. The kid was doing some positive things, and his mother, father, raised him up. Kids gonna be kids. They gonna want to do what they want to do and whatever, right? But overall, sometimes the things that you do, the Lord give you warning signs. And if you don't take heed of what's going on, you're gonna put yourself in trouble. Especially when you're dealing with a woman that's a backstabber. She never really cared about him, maybe in the beginning, but once she started seeing his success, he was growing. He had a great following on social media. People was buying his music. They loved his music, and he was doing something positive with coming far as cooking and doing breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and he had a passion for that. So he was just doing things that was all around it. So I say that to say this, you got to be very mindful of the people who you choose, because sometimes people don't like to see your success. And then her business wasn't going as well. She had a beauty salon, and during the time of the COVID, no one was coming to it. So she was feeling a little hurt, probably a little resentment and jealousy. You feel what I'm saying? And because she had to depend on him, but she didn't really care. Because women don't really like to see you succeed. They don't really care about your success, because if it's not them, they don't care. A real woman is going to be there for you. And if your so-called husband, right, or your man, whatever, love you, he will do the same as well. You know what I'm saying? So, but that wasn't the case here.
And a phone.
Materialistic.
Let's go back to the beginning, because this story has layers that run deeper than anyone initially understood. Tyree Tashawn Richardson was born on April 26, 2002, into what many would call the perfect family. His parents, Lindsay and Roger Richardson, had been married for 25 years. They raised 4 children together in a home built on love, structure, and unwavering support. Tyree wasn't just their son, he was their heart. By age 20, Tyree had already accomplished more than most. He was a rising rapper who went by FSO Gunk, with several successful albums under his belt. But music was just one passion. Tyree was also a businessman who owned a food truck called The Spot 301 and ran a successful dog breeding operation.
Hey, I'm cool now, man. What you out here for?
Stop that shit, man. Stop playing.
Oh yeah. Also, he had a dog breeding business, so he would have dogs and breed them. You know, that's how also how he made his money.
Hey, man, what it make you do? Hey. It gonna be finger licking good. I'm looking good, yo. We got that new shit in there. That brand new. Give me a month or two, man. This motherfucker gonna be up and running. I want y'all to support. Man, black businesses need to support each other a little more. In the community, we gonna be all over PG. I just want to inspire the youth and do something a little different for the community. But we'll be serving everything, breakfast, lunch, dinner, everything, man. I just want, it's an experience for me, so, you know what I'm saying?
Ambitious, driven, family-oriented. These were the traits that defined Tyree Richardson, but they were also the traits that would ultimately lead to his downfall, because Tyree believed in fighting for the people he loved, even when they didn't want to be saved. During his high school years, Tyree met Autumn Anderson. She was young, beautiful, and seemingly shared his vision of building something meaningful together. They fell for each other hard, creating what appeared to be a love story destined for happiness. Autumn often claimed she loved him.
Look what I got for $5. If you're wondering how I got all this for $5, I use an app called Flash Food, and basically it's an app that partners with grocery stores and sells produce that's...
Autumn often claimed she loved him, especially when times were good between them. But their relationship was built on shaky ground from the very beginning.
Boom. Once it's built on shaky grounds, man, those are clear indications and signs, man. You can't be with a girl like that. And I don't understand. You young boys, you know, it's like you're so. In order for a young boy to understand how women and people think, you gotta go through your experiences. You gotta go through it. You never want to listen to what older men is telling you. They lived life. They've been through it. You just don't see what the hurt, what they've been through. If we can show you, right? If we can show you the visionary tale, right, of what we've been through, the scariest things that you could ever imagine, most of y'all wouldn't even make that decision of dealing with these type of women. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because at the end of the day, you make these vague decisions and you don't listen. You don't take heed. That's why you children of Israel, you're going to be punished because you don't listen, man. You're very, very hard-headed. And us as being fathers, being older brothers, uncles, we try to install good values so that you won't have to go through these things. Of course, you're going to experience something. That's not what we're saying. But we want you to go into something with a clear mind. Don't go into something blind because you don't know what the outcome is going to be. Now, if you know that it's going to be a little difficult, but you're at least prepared, at least you can say, okay, it still didn't work out, but at least I was prepared to guard my feelings, to guard my thoughts, to guard my tongue. Because sometimes the things that we say, the things that we do, and the things that we allow to come into our lives to hurt us will affect you, man. In this case, it affects him because he lost his life. You don't have a chance. You don't want to gamble by losing your life. You don't put your life on the line for somebody, man. You don't do it, man. Especially the ones that start off shaky. I've been there. You can't trust people. People will show you who they really are, man. They're disloyal. You don't. People gotta gain and earn your fucking trust. And we're so quick and so naive to give up our trust so fast, man. Everyone is not your buddy. Everyone is not your pal. Everyone is not your friend. You got to stop thinking that. You think of someone as your enemy first, then if they prove otherwise, then they will gain a friend. Don't ever in your life put yourself in a situation to say, oh, this is my man, son. This is my man. No, this is my nigga. No. Don't be quick to do that. You will have to assess the situation, okay? Let's watch it.
April 26th, 2020, Tyree's 18th birthday. What should have been a celebration nearly became his funeral. After a night of partying, someone tried to ambush him as he returned home. Multiple gunshots rang out in the quiet Crofton neighborhood, but somehow Tyree managed to escape with his life. The incident left more questions than answers. Nobody knew Tyree's exact location that night except for two people, his girlfriend Autumn and one close friend. So how did someone show up out of nowhere, armed and ready to kill? Tyree grew suspicious of Autumn, but at the time, he chose to let it go. Love, it seems, can make...
That's where he went wrong. He chose to let it go. And she's not going to tell you that she did those things. She's not going to tell you. She's going to keep playing her part. She said, damn, the first incident didn't go down. Cool. She probably knew that he didn't. She probably knew that he didn't want to leave her, and she was probably like, man, I gotta get rid of this dude. Cause a lot of you women do not know how to tell a man truthfully. You take the coward way out. You know what the coward way that you do? You go to the next dude. You hope that eventually that the guy will pick up what's going on and he'll just leave you. You do shit to make him want to leave you. You understand? A lot of you women are cowards out here, man. You are a coward. You are a coward. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to just use that just for men. Women are cowards too. You are a coward. That's not what you do, man. Be honest with people, man. See, a lot of you women don't like to tell it because you don't want to see a man hurt, get his feelings hurt. We men, of course it's going to hurt. But the thing is, in this world, we've been dealing with worse things than a breakup. We going through racism. We going through this a man that's controlling this world. He's plotting and scheming already towards us. We've been going through shit more worse than this. Being a relationship breaker, that's nothing, man. We're dealing with a level of spiritual warfare. And men are crashing out and losing their life or killing a life because they're trying to prove something to that girl. You know, and men, you do this at every generation. You do it from you've been doing this since the beginning of time. This ain't new. You do this every generation. It's always a new generation that commit the same kind of hideous crime and act over and over because they have not learned, or there's no one telling them or teaching them or sitting them down and going over these type of vile stories. And a lot of these women don't tell their daughters of that is a big no-no. She wasn't raised right. Her mother was just as wrong as this little ass demon ass girl right here. This little girl was a demon. And this dude, he's so naive, man. His mother and father is very disappointed. Now they got no son. Let's go on.
You blind to even the most obvious red flags. Autumn later described how she had gone all out to make his birthday special.
So, April 26th.
So, she planned it to make it seem like it wasn't going to be a murder scene, a murder. She couldn't shake this guy. She couldn't get rid of him. She knew how maybe this guy was like, damn, he really loved me. I don't really like him. And she probably was doing shit to him. You feel what I'm saying? Not once it mentioned that he was committing any kind of acts of, like, far as him getting another girlfriend, another girl. He was trying to work it out with this girl, man. Because when you young like that, when you only used of your first piece of pussy, you like, damn man, I really love this girl, I like this girl. We all been there. I've been there. But guess what? Once you realize that girl ain't for you, then you move on. I'm glad that my father, before he died, man, before my father died, I'm glad that my father, he gave me some great advice, and I'm glad I listened to him. I had a similar situation where, not far as the murder part, not that kind of, that's wild, wicked. I'm talking about, I had a similar situation where you know, you're a young man, you love the girl, you like the girl, you really care for the girl. Me and this girl that I grew up with, she's from my neighborhood, and we was, you know, I told the story before, but I'm gonna tell it again. I'm gonna try to tell it a little better. Me and her, we grew up together since and we went to elementary school, and we did, you know, we did like each other. You know, we always had a liking towards each other. As time went on, we would, you know, we had a little ups and downs, you know, as friends, whatever. And I always liked her, she always liked me. It was just always, it had always been that. But sometimes she would do certain things. You know, as a kid, I saw that. I'm like, damn, how you liking me, you liking him, and this. Girls do that when they're young. It start off when they're young. All right, and I never really was taking her seriously. But as time went on, you know, we started to like each other more. We got to junior high school. We like each other more. Then she started going with another guy. You know, he was a good friend of mine, but we wasn't together, so it didn't really matter to me. And so when I got to high school, you know, you get to high school, you get a little older, you get a little taller, you know, you change, you know, your face structure changed, everything changed. So I got a little taller. Okay, I'm not that tall. I'm only 5'10", 5'11", and when she saw me, she said, "Yo, you got really tall," because she didn't see me from all them years, because she went to a different high school. I went to a different high school. So when we finally saw each other, hold on, guys. So me and the young girl, we were, you know, we got acquaintance back again. And, you know, we started a little, you know, relationship. And like I said, we always had some kind of liking towards each other. And her mother was a single mom, you know what I'm saying? And mind you, I had both of my parents, so she lived like a few blocks away from my area. And so I would walk there, and we would spend time with each other. And me and my cousin would go over there to go see her and her friend. You know, we young, so we know we trying to do what we do, right? I'm laughing because it's nostalgic, it's memory. So you know, and you young, so I don't have so much of experience. You know, I have a little bit, but not what I know today. And so I'm liking the girl, loving the girl up. And then she told me already that she was going to college or whatever. And I was kind of like, oh, where are you going to college? She's like, yeah, I'm going to college, whatever. And mind you, I had to do another year of high school because I was in one high school and then I went to a trade school. So some of the credits that I have earned, right, it was counted for because they had the basics, but then I had to pick up their trade classes, which was also a requirement to gain credits in that class. So I had to do another year based on that, right? So I told her, well, I had to do another year because I had went to different schools. So she said, okay, no problem. So I told her, I said, well, what college you going to? What college you trying to go? So she had two options. She said she wanted to go to college in Maryland, and she had another option where college where she wanted to go to Lehman in the Bronx. So anybody from the boroughs, you know where Lehman College is in the Bronx. So So she was kind of like, what do you think I should do? I said, well, listen, it's your decision. You know, I'll prefer for you to stay, because at least you get some college experience, and then if you want to go, cool, go. But if you don't want to do it, then you do what's best for you, because it's not my decision, because she had a scholarship to go. So she went, and she said, you know what, I think I'm going to go to Maryland. I said, okay, cool. So me and her spent most of the summer together. She had a little job. She had a little money saved up, whatever. So we'll see each other. You know what I'm saying? You know, we'll go out. You know, we always will see each other, man. I mean, like my love was really building for her, man. You know what I'm saying? And then, like I said, my mom already had, like, she already told me, like, she didn't really like how she would say or, you know, or do certain things or dress in certain. She wouldn't dress my mother in a rightful manner, or like dressing her by her name, hi Miss So and So. She would just say, hey, like she's like one, like, you know, like she's an adult like her. So my mother didn't really like that. So, or whatever. So I checked on that. I said, yo, you can't be telling my mom, hey, you got to be saying dress her by her name, because kind of your mom, I dress your mom by her name. I said, hey, how you doing, Miss Jones? How you doing, Miss? You know, I don't call your mother by her first name. I could, but, you know. So her mother would call my mother. They would be on the phone, you know, whatever. And then me and her would, you know, we got into some curriculum activities. You guys know what that means. We adults here. And then she left and went on. Mind you, she already had done it before. So this was my first major time, you know what I'm saying, doing this. And, you know, I was like, wow, man, you know, I enjoyed myself. So I would go see her all the time after that, you know. And when she finally left, I helped her, you know. And she left. She went to Maryland. My father told me, he said, son, I'm going to tell you something. I want you to listen to me very carefully. He said, there's many women out here. Don't be fooled. Because he said, let me tell you something, son. She's going to go out there. You can't see her. You can't control her movements. You don't know what she's going to do. And she's not going to be consistent in calling you. She's going to meet somebody because there are other men that's in her face, and she's going to see them as such because you're not there. Don't be a fool, son. That long distance relationship is not going to work. Right? So I said, okay. No problem. She will call. You know, at first it was consistent. She will call. Then the call started to get less and less and less. And every day I said, Daddy, yo, did so-and-so call? I'll go outside and play ball. He's like, nah, man, she didn't call today. Or sometimes he'll say, oh, yeah, by the way, she did call. So I would call her on her little cell phone she had. And she wouldn't answer. I guess when I called, she wouldn't answer. It was just like, damn. It was getting low and low. So my father, I stopped mentioning this. So my father said, hey, yo, son, did Tanisha call you? I'm like, nah, she didn't call me. He's like, okay. He'll ask me like 2-3 days later, did she call you? Nah. Did she call you all this week? No, just that one day. Oh, okay. Next week comes, she didn't call. Next week comes, she didn't call. Then she didn't call. And I would call her. I would never get no response. And I said, Daddy, I think you was right. And when she came back years later, I had already had a daughter. I had already moved on. she said, oh, we started talking again. She said, oh, you got a daughter now? I'm like, yeah, I got a daughter now, you know. I'm engaged, whatever, you know. And she was like, oh yeah, you know, when I was down there, I was with somebody, I met someone, I did do something with that person. I said, okay, well, listen, you already showed your disloyalty. I told her, I said, you was disloyal. But I don't care about that. I told her, the only thing I see you as is just sex. You know, and we started talking, whatever. And then, you know, the one thing led to another, and that's it. Then she trying to put the hate on me. So, I hate you after this. Why? Because you know you are a bird. I finally realized who she was. She's a bird, you know, and she had no loyalty. She was disrespectful. She didn't like the fact that I had a child. She would delete me off Facebook, do this and that and that and that. And then I asked her best friend, and we all went to school together. I said, why is she acting like this? She would say, oh no, it's because she feels some kind of way, but I don't know. I didn't know she did this to you, right? And she's a liar, because she tell her friend everything. She's a liar. Then I would call, she wouldn't answer. All right, cool. Because she was upset because of her, because she wished that, damn, I could be her, but he treated me like this. Because that's what she was. You know? Because don't ever think that I forgot what you did. You know? And to this day, like I said, I seen her before, I seen her afterwards. I seen her by the bus stop, and she had all these luggage and stuff, so I tried to help her, and she fell, but I didn't laugh, you know, I helped her, or whatever, and then we was on the bus, we talked for a little bit, I didn't make a long conversation, I didn't disrespect the girl, and I told her, yo, see you later, yo, I'll tell your mom and say hi, because there's nothing for us to build or talk about, we had nothing to talk about, you know what I'm saying? So, as I seen her again, now, you know, not too long ago, I'm driving downtown Brooklyn. I called her, she saw me. She had like she didn't see me. My car right here. I called her, yo, Tanisha, saying what's up, because she's a childhood friend of mine. She saw me and just kept walking. So I already know. Sometimes these people ain't shit. These people ain't worth a squeeze. These people ain't worth a talk. Let them go. Okay? Let them go. All right? She was never a person for me, you know? Because she do things without being checked. Her father was never there to check her. Her mother was a side bitch to her father. Her father had already a relationship. He had a wife that he was married to. Her mother was a bird, got pregnant, right? Had a baby, and she never grew up in a house with her father. So how you think she's supposed to act? You know? Maybe her mom may do certain things, but at the same token, there was nobody to check her. So when you don't got no man to check you, growing up, then you're gonna act what? You're gonna act out. Okay? So that's what's going on with here. I'm just using that small comparison to this story because I never understood that in the beginning. As time went on, I started to learn, I started to understand the women, I started to understand how they was moving, I started to understand how they think. I have experience, I know what they do, and these women can't trick me, you know. Have I seen everything in the game? No. But I've seen certain things that never was done to me from other experience, for people telling their stories on here and me hearing it. You understand? During the media, reading on it and seeing this and that. They'll tell you there are some people out here that have evil ways, and you got to be very careful, because sometimes you can lose your life behind these things. All right?
Was Tyree's birthday. And for Tyree's birthday, I had got somebody to come in, do an at-home massage for him. I had cooked brunch. I had went out. I had got him gifts. We had went out to dinner with his family, and then we went to the club.
Perfect girlfriend behavior, right? But the questionable part is that none of Tyree's friends showed up to his birthday celebration. Not one. His best friend Boog.
Wow, now there you go. There's a sign. Why is none of his friends, that were probably his so-called friends, never showed up to his birthday celebration? Which we ain't supposed to be celebrating birthdays anyway. But in this story, none of his closest of friends that loved him, they was never there? They was never there? From once I saw that they was never there, yeah, ain't my mans no more. This is how I'm thinking if I'm like this in the world, because obviously they don't know that they're Israelites. They're not in the truth. So I would assume right then and there, these people don't have no true love for me. And who to say that this bitch didn't do nothing to make them not come? Why wouldn't they come? Because you did something.
Lived with them was mysteriously absent the entire day. It was as if people who knew Tyree best sensed something was wrong. They
sensed something was wrong because things was going on, and he was too oblivious to understand. He was so stupid he didn't even know that things was coming towards him, so they didn't want no parts of it. Or maybe they was all on it to get at him. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe they were trying to tell him, stop being with this girl, man. You know, or whatever. And then even his own best friend didn't even come to the party. What's going on? A lot of jealousy. He didn't even see it.
Coming from the club that night, Autumn continued her account.
So when he pulled into a parking spot, he put the car in park, he started rolling up the J. He never was going into the house. He never was like leaving us in the car or nothing like that. He was getting out to hit his J. He went to the back of the car, like on the trunk, leaned against the trunk, and was about to hit his J. Now, mind you, I'm still talking to her. Now, when I'm facing the back seat of the car, I can clearly see him out of the window. And when he sits back to hit his J, it was like almost immediately, like he just took off. Like I just seen a fast motion past the car, and I just seen another fast motion past the car.
Someone knew exactly where Tyree would be and when he'd be vulnerable. The setup was too precise, too calculated to be random. Yet, somehow, Tyree survived that night. But surviving the first attempt only made Tyree more determined to figure out who wanted him dead, and that investigation would lead him down a path that connected directly to the woman sleeping beside him. In the weeks following the birthday ambush, disturbing details emerged. Through social media and street intelligence, Tyree discovered that the person who had tried to kill him was connected to someone very close to home. The friend who lived with them, Boog, had been dropped off at a library near their neighborhood by someone with direct ties to Tyree's would-be assassin. The same friend who was conveniently absent during Tyree's entire birthday celebration.
Mind you, he's lived with us ever since we moved in. And so that's why I felt the need to, come on here and really be very thorough about what happened to the full extent. Whether it make me look good or bad, like Tyree definitely was looking at my friend. Yes, he was looking at her because she was the only person with us that night.
While she admits Tyree suspected her friend of setting him up, she fails to mention one crucial detail that would later become the centerpiece of everything that followed. During this same period, Autumn was already involved with another man, a man named Terrence Kenneth Yancey, who went by Trey. And according to Autumn herself, this relationship had been building for months. The stage was set.
See? She was making way to have this sucker get rid of him, because she couldn't get rid of him. She was a coward, so she had another fool to go do it, building something with him. That's what these women do. When they see that the man can't get the point, then they have the other dude to come step up and do what he needed to do. And every time these niggas do that, and you're proving yourself to be stupid, because guess what? The same way you met her, how she cheated on her man, she's gonna do the same thing with you when she's tired of you. And that's why I tell you brothers, man, ain't no woman on this planet is if she ain't a virgin, she has no experience, and she ain't in her 20s or whatever, she a young woman, she has no experience, and you don't find a woman like her, best believe these women out here already been doing stuff. So don't think you coming in here and changing the game, okay? All right? Cause a lot of these women don't have no damn honor, okay? She would disloyal you, man.
His deadly love triangle. Tyree fighting to save his family and relationship. Trey falling for a woman who belonged to another man. And Autumn playing both sides while appearing to choose neither. Fast forward 2 years. Autumn gets pregnant, and despite all the red flags...
So, despite all the red flags he didn't see, he's still trying to make it work, and then she get pregnant, and then now you got this nigga over here, she's creeping in, committing adultery, like they always do. You're an adulterous woman. That's what scripture tells us, that, man. Adulterous woman will lead you to death, man. So a lot of you women don't understand that. A lot of you women think it's a joke. You think it's a game, and you play around, man. That's why these men be crashing out on y'all, because you don't have no damn respect.
All the suspicion, all the near-death experiences, Tyree tries harder than ever to make their relationship work. He wants to be a family. He wants to give his son the stable, loving home he grew up in. But Autumn had other plans. Was this all an elaborate setup from the very beginning? And if Autumn was willing to orchestrate one attempt in Tyree's life,
well, before the first setup, I don't really think it was an issue. As time, before all them years, them times that came to that, I'm quite sure as time went on, she planned it, but I don't think in the beginning it was an issue for her to have that kind of thought. I don't think so. Yes, did it come across her mind to do it? It was premeditated, yes. As time went on into relationship, I don't think that from the beginning when they first started, I'm going to murder him. No, I don't think that was true. You know what I'm saying? And I might be wrong. Maybe how the lady's saying it, but I don't think that's true. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, guys.
Her from trying again.
Yeah. So, like I said, I don't really think that that was the beginning of what she felt with him. As time went on, just maybe some things that she didn't like. Maybe she said, I don't really like how how he really moving or doing this and that. And it's okay. You could have your disagreement. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? Even before y'all even had any intercourse, you could have let them alone. You know what I'm saying? So, but once you make the intercourse with that person, that's it, man. And the Most High take that very seriously, man. But a lot of women are disloyal. Once another woman is in another man's arms, or she's talking to another man, right? She's not yours no more. She's not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to be in another man's face. You're not supposed to be there. I know this automatically. Once I see a woman that I'm dealing with, right? Or we have some kind of acquaintances, and I see you in a car with another man, knowing that I know that's not your cousin, he ain't your friend, right? Right? Or whatever the case may be, you talk to him. You're talking with him. There's no explanation. There is no explanation. You're too comfortable smiling, gigging with another nigga. You understand? So when you're doing that, I already know about who you are.
Before we get too deep, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you find value in these discussions. By 2021, Autumn was pregnant with Tyree's child. What should have been a joyous time became the most turbulent period of their relationship. Autumn admits that getting pregnant sealed the deal for her living arrangements, but it also sealed something else, the beginning of the end. During her pregnancy, their relationship became increasingly volatile. Autumn discovered that Tyree was involved with other women, and her response was to lean further into her connection with Trey. But she wasn't...
They say that he had dealing with other women. Okay, so let's say this is her strong argument, which is a bullshit lie, because she been dealing with this nigga before he started dealing with women. Other women. And if he is dealing with other women, he can. He is a man. He don't have to be subjected to you. He already knew how you was. He knew how you was moving. He seen it. She's trying to say, oh, it's because he messed with other women, so now that's my reason why I went with this guy. No, you was already dealing with this man because you are disloyal. Bitch is a liar.
Just emotionally checking out. She was actively building a relationship with another man while carrying Tyree's child. The duplicity ran both ways. While Autumn was secretly building her future with Trey, Tyree was fighting desperately to hold on to what he thought they had.
Let me tell you something about a man. A man is going to be faithful to you whether he cheats. Meaning, y'all keep thinking faithfulness meaning, oh, he don't got to be with other women. No, that does not mean that. Being faithful means that he only going to be with you. He not going to let these bitches come in between you and her. That's what that means, stupid. Then, right, you women, right? I mean, excuse me. I'm sorry. I apologize. Let me rephrase it. I made a mistake. Men will have loyalty, but they won't be faithful to you. They'll come back to you. Men don't believe in being faithful because that's not in our nature. Right? For a woman is going to be what? Faithful, but she is disloyal. A woman can be faithful to you. She can say, I'll be faithful to you. This is my man. Boom, 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 boom. But once you cross that fucking line with another dude, you are disloyal. When a man is disloyal to you, is when he do something foul. Really foul, man. Trying to sleep with your mother, sleep with your sister, or trying to get you lined up to get killed. All kind of shit. That's disloyal, man. Stealing from you, that's disloyalty. You don't do no shit like that. But you got women out here keep thinking they get that. They get those things misconstrued, man. A man loyalty to a woman is because of what she is, because she's faithful to him. Once she stopped being faithful to him, well, right? He's gonna dismiss her because she has no loyalty. She has no fucking loyalty. Faith and loyalty are two different things. She has faith in you, right? But that's like us when the Lord give us the faith, we have the faith to keep the believing in Him. Once we go against Him, we are disloyal. When you're loyal, when we're loyal to the Lord is loyal to and faithful to us. That's how that goes. So why we don't understand that? This has been going on since the beginning of time. So what the same relationship that we have with the Lord, why does that change between you and another human being? The same way how you supposed to treat the Lord, the way you supposed to have respect for the Yahweh Shem Shai, that's the way you supposed to see that person that have that same love and respect in that person, man. Hold on, guys. So yeah, y'all gotta keep that in mind, man. Men are loyal, but they don't have to be faithful to a woman. A woman can be, a woman can be faithful, right? But disloyal. She don't have to be loyal to you. You understand? But guess what? If she don't have loyalty, to us, she's done. She is done. All right? Loyalty means everything to a man, because that's how we are based our lives, on loyalty. And yes, the faith as well. But when I'm saying the loyalty means a lot to them, because that shows your character, who you are. Are you a stand-up bitch? Are you a ride or die? Are you gonna go to the extra mile, the extra length for your man? If another man come talk to you, supposed to say, nah, man, nah. I don't like you. I got a man. I love my man. Boom, 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 boom. That's loyalty, man. That's loyalty. And her faithfulness is to you. Saying, nah, I believe my faith in my man. I believe in faith that he's gonna provide and do all these things. He's a protector. That's faith in her man. All right? Come on, man. Us men, we based on loyalty, man. Okay, is she loyal? Okay, cool. She doing all these things, cool. And then as time goes on, then I will try to build that faith into my woman as time goes on. She earning your trust. That's just what y'all don't understand. A lot of y'all have not been taught this because you don't have, your mother and father don't have no wisdom either. It's crazy, B. Let's go on.
Desperately to hold on to what he thought they had. He supported her dreams, paying for her cosmetic surgery procedures, buying her cars, and providing everything she needed, all while she was planning her exit strategy. March 2022 brought their relationship to a breaking point. COVID-19 had shut down Autumn's beauty business.
She was planning her exit route. That's what you women do. When it don't go good with the other man, you plan an exit route. You do what you want. But when you do what you want, it ends up bad. It ends up bad because you're not supposed to do it.
Forcing her to rely entirely on Tyree for financial support. She was living in his house, eating his food, driving cars he paid.
Look, his house, his cars, everything. Watch, because of the COVID. Now it's going to show you who women really are. Are they really loyal to you? Are they really loyal to you?
For, all while maintaining her relationship with his rival. The recorded conversation that follows reveals the true depth of their dysfunction. Tyree, desperate and broken, pours out his heart in what would become one of the most haunting pieces of evidence in this entire case.
You should have allowed me to for all the shit I dragged you through for the last 4 years, you know. I honestly feel as if our next 6 months is going to be so great about our relationship that you would be able to just forget about everything that's happened in the past. I just really think you would see a greater change. I don't like when you tell me it's nothing more because I really got this shit. I really do care. I really do think that this can work. Don't keep cutting me off. I really do think that this can work. I know we can work it out. I want to do this shit with you without you being in my home, without you being here. It sucks. It's empty. Yesterday, I was fucking in my room all day. I can't keep doing this shit. I can't keep living like this. I don't want to be with nobody else. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I honestly don't know what to say. I'm sorry because I've literally done a lot of shit that's weighed this relationship down. I've done a lot of shit that can make you hate me. I've done a lot of shit that would make you look the other way when I could be saying something right. But I just want you to open your mind up and just to see everything we losing. The house. Me being with my child every day. A bunch of shit. Like, I don't want to lose my love with you. I don't want to have to restore all that shit. Then we come back to each other and we work it out and then we had to do all that again. I don't want to have to do that. I don't want to start with baby steps again. I'm just asking you to try. Any sign of me cheating, any sign of me doing anything wrong, you can leave. You can leave.
That's what the brother said. Now, he's losing his power, giving his power over to this young girl. But also being honest, he's saying, listen, if you see any signs of me doing these things, then you can leave. But he said he done some things that's wrong, but he never confessed that he did those things. She said he did those things. Maybe he did. But I didn't hear him say that. He said, if you see any signs of me doing that, then you're free to go if you want to go. You understand? But he's trying to tell her, let's put all that little stupid shit behind us. Let's move forward and be strong, and let's make this work. Women don't like that. Women are jealous and they very, very conniving.
Go right out the door.
That's what you don't understand is I don't want to work it out. In order to work.
All right. There you go. She told him, I don't want to work it out. When a woman tell you that, don't keep wasting your time. Move forward, man. But he was so resilient that he didn't want to go. Maybe she had no choice but to do what she did. But it was still wrong, you understand?
Get out. No, wait. Let me finish.
I know you don't want to. I already understand you don't want to work it out. I know why. Because it takes me this long to try to fucking put it together.
I'm not done
but
talking.
that's not the way I want to go.
So can I talk?
Yes.
In order to work something out, both people have to want it.
Yes.
And I don't.
And I'm just crazy.
So I'm telling you.
She don't want it because she had another nigga already inside her. You know what I'm saying? Don't ever beg, man. Don't beg. It's not a good look. Don't beg. When you begging, and you make yourself look weak. Move on with your life, brother. Take care of your child, man. So what if it don't work? Let her move on. You know what I'm saying? But it's even worse because you got a child, you got to see this person, now you got to see them with someone else. But that's where the maturity come in. You got to be, it is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? But just know that she can never come back. Once she leave, she can't come back.
How this is gonna go.
Hey, is your wife here?
No.
I'm telling you.
Hold on, guys.
How this is gonna go.
I just don't think we should be like this, baby. You're trying to run the show, and I just think you should just give me an opportunity to fix it with our relationship. I'm so down on this shit. I'm so mentally broken. I really want to fix my home, bro.
You're so mentally broken.
Like, I've been through a lot of shit. You've been through a lot too. I'm not knocking that, bro. I'm not knocking that. At the end of the day, you went through shit when it was most trauma and you were having a baby.
See? He said, when you went through shit, I was there for you. Now when I'm going through shit, you can't be there for me. And she said, oh, yeah, you going through something? Like, she didn't give a fuck. Shit's crazy. This shit is crazy. Yeah.